And I was like, this is a sign from the universe that I need to buy this, and I regret it.
Alexis Sunshine 83, it's always sunny here.
Hey Sunshiners, Alexis Sunshine 83 right here. So with this year coming to an end, which is absolutely wild, I have been reflecting on my purchases, and there were definitely some hits, but there were some misses. So I wanted to share the trends/clothing that I regret buying in 2023. I hate regretting a purchase, but you know, it happens sometimes. Something, you know, ends up looking differently than how you envisioned. Sometimes you get influence and you buy a trend that was never gonna work for you anyway. And I'm taking all of these purchasing regrets as learning experiences to take with me for future purchases so I don't make the same mistakes again. This first one hurts like worse than all of them because I knew I would regret this purchase if I purchased it. And if you remember at the beginning of the year, I was doing a lot of, you know, reflection on trends and kind of TikTok fashion and all that jazz, but I had made a video where it was like, watch this before buying a trend. And I've definitely taken a lot of stuff that I said in that video with me, but I can't lie, I've kind of put some of that stuff under the rug and been like, man, it's fine. Well, no, it is not fine. And this is a reminder to listen to myself in that video because I put this trend, which is these like lace lawn socks, and I had purchased these. I don't have them anymore because I actually gifted them to a friend whose style it works for so much better. So it's a happy ending, but I should have never purchased it in the first place. And I had put a similar pair in the thumbnail of that video. Again, you know, watch this before buying a trend or however the title went. And I put it in the thumbnail because I knew I was starting to get influence. I was pinning outfits that were using kind of a similar lacy sock. And I'm just gonna say it, lace, pattern, any type of sock or tights, whether it's a short sock or a long, I mean, patterned socks are a little bit different. So okay, we'll take that out of the mix. Specifically lace, like I'm just not gonna wear it. And I had bought some other like knee-high socks as well that were sheer, and the idea was there. I was like, it makes so much more sense to get accessories so I can take the clothing that I already own and put them with it, create a new outfit, but I'm not gonna wear it. And I knew I wasn't gonna wear it. Like I love my super, gonna try not to flash you, my super basic little socks, and maybe some longer ones, but not for style, more to just like comfort if I'm wearing boots. The most I go is like a little bit of pattern or color on specifically sock, but the lace sheer types just do not work. They're not comfortable for me, and I just never wore it. I never wore them outside. I wore them once, maybe twice, in 2 videos, and that was it. Actually, all of that goes perfectly with this next one, which is the sheer clothing trend. I think we all knew that this was gonna be something that a lot of people would honestly regret. Not that it's not beautiful, I just feel like either it's going to really enhance your style, and the people that rock it, they rock it like claps for you, but realistically, I'm not going to. Like, I'm not going to. Every single piece that I have bought that has been sheer, I have said goodbye to. I have sold on like Whatnot or my Poshmark. So I mean, it's gone to, you know, a better home that's actually wearing it, that it works for their style a lot more. This is just one I wouldn't have necessarily fully known unless I tried it. So I regret it, but also, you know, I tried it. I think the biggest thing obviously is at least my thrift stores do not have dressing rooms. So yeah, you can try it on what you're wearing to get kind of a vision of what it looks like, but you really don't know till you get home. And so I feel like that's the biggest thing that's difficult with trends and styles that maybe you don't know, or maybe even you're like, oh, like, I don't know, would this be something that I like? Because I'm all for trying trends that you hate, because typically you don't know until you try them. But I think trying them without purchasing them or having just better ways to try things that you're not sure about, I was able to do back in the day at the thrift store, which was so nice because then I could just make a better purchasing decision. But nowadays I kind of just have to be like, maybe. I think the only thing that I have learned is I like the sheer clothing trend specifically as like a cardigan. So not like a dress or a top. I am closing the chapter on the sheer clothing trend for me personally. I do still own 2 pieces that are sheer. I have this like lacy maxi black skirt, and that one I feel like the idea is there, and springtime I really want to try to make work that one because it does have lace on it. It's not as like, oh my gosh, this is sheer, but even so, like if I didn't own it, I would be okay. Like I feel like I mainly still own it because I know it's a very like Pinteresty aesthetic trend, and I feel like I'm still trying to force it on me. This next one is a little bit more of a specific piece versus a trend, but it is a Mary Jane shoe, and my goodness, these past 2 years, especially this past year, I've gotten very much into Mary Jane shoes, and I love Mary Janes. I think they're so cute. I have other Mary Jane shoes that I absolutely love, but this pair is one that I do regret buying, and if I didn't own it, I wouldn't miss it. And they are the Doc Marten Mary Janes. And the thing is I actually do really, like, I love them. I think they're so cute, but I didn't need to get them. You know, it was an impulse purchase. I was just trying on actually a different pair, and that pair, like, I'm a size 9.5, but in all docs I'm a size 9. But sometimes there are the styles where it's like there's no size for me. I can't fit the 8, but I can't fit the 9, just kind of any of them. And so I had gone in for a different pair of shoes that I was gonna try to find on like Depop, but I just wanted to see what size I would be, and it ended up being that I can't wear the shoes because they just don't fit my feet. Yes, I could do different things of like double socks or all that, but because I know that there are Doc Martens that fit me perfectly, it just didn't make sense for me to get into that style. And I ended up then trying these on, and I do think, again, they are beautiful. Like I feel like they do have a place, but I hate untying and unbuckling my shoes. Like a shoe with a zipper, I knew it about myself, but I didn't think it was gonna be that big of a deal. It's very stiff, and I don't mind like a Doc Marten shoe to be stiff. Obviously it's gonna be stiff, especially if it is new, but the buckles, they're so stiff, and I know over time they will soften up. I have so many Doc Martens. Like I have been through the process of breaking in Doc Marten. I never really have too much of an issue, and I also kind of just push through. I'm like, you know what, pain is pain. But the reason why I just regret them is they were very expensive. I should have just gotten them secondhand. This style is, I don't think it's a new style at all. And so I 100% could have found them secondhand, but I felt impulsive. The employees were so nice. They were complimenting my cat tattoo because I had just gotten it, and I felt a little pressure because I didn't want to let them down. And I also felt like I was wasting their time trying on a bunch of different styles just to be like, okay, I'm gonna think about it, when I'm really just gonna try to find it secondhand, which is silly. Like that's silly. That thought process is silly. And anytime someone asks me about what size they maybe are in a Doc Marten, I'm like, just go to the store. Even if you're gonna get them secondhand, go to the store, try on the style, because it can vary so much. But I got influenced by the people that were working there to then just get it. I guess they did a really great job at their job, but I do like the actual sole. It's not like a platform, but it's kind of like the in between the super flat and the platform. I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna push through. I'm gonna keep wearing them. Maybe they'll end up being my absolute favorite. Who knows? But I do honestly regret buying them. Like, if I could return them, I would. The maxi denim skirt trend is something I absolutely love. I have this one from Gap that I got back in 2021. It like is one of my most worn pieces, and this year I was like, you know what, I've shown that I really like the trend. I'm wearing this piece so much. How about I try to find another maxi denim skirt that is a little bit longer, because the Gap one is like slightly short. I'd gotten it on ThredUp and it's just slightly short, and so I've been trying to find one that was an actual maxi and also a lighter wash. I had been searching for like, honestly, probably since the beginning of this year, if not even last year, that I've been searching for it, and I had yet to find it. I even found one technically on Depop, but the hip measurement I did not check, and I could not get it over my butt. I had seen this one from a Goldie that, I mean, just as like the denim skirt on its own, beautiful. Exactly what I've been looking for, like to a T. And when I went to Vancouver back in May, I had gone into an Aritzia store, which I had never been in an Aritzia, and they had the Goldie denim skirt there. And so I was like, you know what, like, let me try it on. Maybe I could find it secondhand. I really don't buy things new most of the time, but since it was something that, number one, I've shown that I will wear like almost every day, and something that I've been looking for such a long time, like I've put in the thought process for this purchase. Maybe, you know, if it is perfect, I will buy it. And so I tried on 2 different sizes, my normal size and then a size down. My normal size, it was very odd the way that it fit on my waist. It just didn't make sense. It almost was swallowing me. It was like too much fabric. And then the size down, it like fit, but there were a lot of sizing issues in the waist that still were not perfect, especially when I was thinking in my head compared to my Gap one. And the Goldie denim skirt is like over $230, I'm pretty sure. And my Gap one from ThredUp, I think, gosh, it was like $20. And so I ended up not buying it, and I was like, I'm just gonna keep thinking about it. And I became impatient because I kept thinking I'll find a secondhand denim maxi skirt, but I just still was not finding one. And so I just decided to buy the Goldie denim maxi skirt. I bought it in the smaller size that fit me better, but it still did not fit me that great. And I did get on sale. I got it on sale, so I did not buy it full price, and thank goodness, because I regret it. I regret buying this skirt. Again, it's a beautiful skirt. It's absolutely gorgeous. I've worn it in a couple of videos and it works, but there's just something about the waist that I can't even explain what it does, but it almost, maybe it does fit my waist, but maybe because it's just so long, it keeps pushing it up almost to my chest, and it's very annoying. It's not comfortable in that it just moves around. Like the skirt moves around when I'm wearing it, and so I can put a belt with it and that totally works. This is a piece I'm continuing to try to make work, because even with getting it on sale, it was still pricey, and I just know that unless in the next year I do not wear it, like I'm really gonna try in 2024 to make it work, because I spent the money. Worst case scenario, I may put it on my Poshmark down the line if I'm just really finding that I am not wearing it. I've almost not worn it, even more so because I regret it so much, and it like makes me sad anytime I wear it, where I'm like, you knew the fit was not perfect and you still bought it. I'm just gonna blame the Aritzia dressing rooms on it, because when I was trying the 2 different sizes, obviously the Aritzia dressing rooms, like all the mirrors are outside, so I wasn't able to like really sit and look at it without other people around, and obviously the workers coming up and being like, oh, it's so cute, and I'm like, yeah, it is cute. So I'm not gonna blame them, but I think I had a little bit in it. Technically, this one is a bow, and I do not regret like the bow trend or like liking the trend. I love bows. I love bows so much. I'm so into the bow trend still. I think it's definitely part of my core personal style, like moving forward. So I don't regret like trying the bow trend, having things that have the bow trend in it, but I do regret this specific piece that is a bow. And I love the brand. That's what hurts so much. It is this big black kind of satiny bow from the company Room Shop. I love Room Shop. They're like a really awesome small business, and they are so cool. So this is not like against them. It's against not really understanding specifically with this bow, I guess, what would that be called? Is it an alligator clip? I'm not sure, but basically I have very fine hair. This is a very big bow. This clip is not good enough to keep it in my hair. Like it just wobbles. Somebody with more density in their hair, thicker hair, more like just like grip, it would be absolutely perfect. And I am gonna gift it to a friend who has that kind of hair that I think would just look amazing in it. Figuring out what kind of clip works with my hair, I think, is such an important like information depending on like your hair type and your your hair type, so you can figure out when you are purchasing, say, like a clip like this. I had been thinking and looking at this bow for at least probably 5 months, and I just decided, you know what, I've been thinking about this for such a long time. I've proved to myself I love the bow trend. This is something I'm definitely gonna wear. I wear bows in my hair all the time, like this makes sense, but it was just the clip in the back. And I don't know what it is, but I have found that most businesses that sell bows will not show what the clip looks like in the back. It'll just say the name of the clip, and I have found some discrepancies of the type of clip that they are claiming that they have on that. They did not do that. They did not do that at all. I just didn't realize. I thought it was gonna be a different clip, and I didn't Google the name of the clip to figure out if that was actually the clip that it was going to be. So that's on me. That is 100% on me. But I have found with other brands that they don't show the backing of the clip, and I think that's really, really important information. They actually have smaller bows that they sell as well, and I was also on my mind as a wish list item that I was going to buy, and I realized after getting this, and even I saw a photo that was like showing it to slightly to the side but still not showing the back, that it's the exact same back, and this clip just does not work on my hair. Even if it is a smaller bow or a smaller hair accessory, it just does not work on my hair. Now I know that. Oh, this is another one that it kind of hurts because I really, really like it. But if I'm gonna be honest, I know I got influenced to get it, and I feel like I mainly got them because it was like, oh, this seems to be a new trend. Not a lot of people have it. These are in my size. Like, the stars are aligning. The universe, the thrift gods, they're listening to me. They are the Puma ballet flat lace up sneakers. They're so fun. Like, I feel like somebody else with a different type of style, it would be so cute, but anytime I wear them, I just feel odd. Like, they just don't make sense on me. They were also, again, quite expensive, but I was like, this is a unique pair of shoes. I don't like the fit, and also I hate the like padding on the back. I'm sure this is not supposed to be a casual sneaker. Like, it's not supposed to be worn how a lot of us are wearing them, so that's definitely like, I think, just a wearing thing, but they just don't have like a nice grip of how I wear them. I was obsessing over these, about needing them. I felt like I needed them. And anytime I get into that headspace of being like, I need this clothing piece, I need this trend, like I cannot sleep, I am thinking about this way too constantly, that's a sign to stop, to absolutely stop. It's okay, like maybe taking an extra like 3 weeks. I think when you find, especially shoes that are in your size, I'm a 9.5 to a 10. Like, it just can be so rare to find things in my shoe size secondhand. And so when I find them, I'm like, I have to get it because it's actually in my size. And buying shoes secondhand online, it's always going to be a risk unless you are able to try on the style before you buy it. I can't be the only one that like finds stuff, especially secondhand and in person. I feel like that's on a whole nother level of like a trend or a style silhouette piece that you've been looking for such a long time, and then you actually find it, but maybe there's something that like your mind is overshadowed by the excitement that you end up getting it, and it's actually not exactly like the fit, or there's just something that doesn't make it perfect, but you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I found this, I'm so excited, and you end up regretting it after because you're like, oh yes, this was the style that I was looking for, but there were things that I just overlooked because I was just excited, and I felt like this moment was never gonna happen again. I was never gonna find this piece at the thrift store ever again. I can't be the only one that does that because, oh my gosh, my brown leather patchwork jacket, she was a beauty. She was a beauty. I did sell it, I think, on Whatnot, so it is being enjoyed by somebody else, which makes me so, so happy. I had gotten this at the Long Beach flea market last year, and I had been searching for a patchwork jacket for, okay, honestly, it was only a week. It probably had only been a week, but I was, again, obsessing over it. In that moment, I had found it at a booth, and it definitely was not in the greatest condition. There were some stains on it, but I was really, really hopeful. I was with my friends, and they were like, that is so cute, and I ended up leaving it and was like, if I come back at the end of this trip and it is here, because I couldn't figure out if the fit was exactly what I wanted at flea markets. Sometimes they don't have mirrors, but sometimes also the mirrors are so tiny that you're like, it's kind of distorted. You don't really know. And I think it was at least $40 to $60. It was a pricey piece. I ended up going back as we were leaving and it was still there. And I was like, this is a sign from the universe that I need to buy this, and I regret it. Just the brown tones in it just did not work. I think the fit definitely wasn't there on how I wanted it to fit me compared to my other leather jackets. The color brown and tan, I'm really trying to figure out what tone, undertone, like how deep or how light the brown color I want in clothing that makes me feel comfortable, because there was something about the tones in it that also just didn't make me feel very good. And I've tried other brown pieces where I'm like, oh, this just, it looks a little odd on me. This is actually a perfect example where I'm like, wow, the color analysis would be perfect for this, because a lot of colors I can get an idea of like, yeah, I don't like this shade. Yep, I don't like this undertone in this color. But brown and tan, maybe it's because it's a color that I usually don't wear, that I have no idea which one works on me and that I actually like. And whatever tone that was, I did not like on myself. I also had a lot of different browns as well, so maybe it was just the fact that there were like a bunch of different browns, so that's why it was kind of throwing me off. What's funny too is the patchwork. It wasn't even a trend I saw on anyone else. I think I'd seen a patchwork jacket. Maybe I did though. I can't remember, but I feel I had seen just a patchwork jacket on Depop and like fell in love and obsessed over. So this was like my own personal like trend. Technically, the last piece that I regret buying this year, I bought for a video. So of course, when I make videos where it's like trying trends I hate or trying something specific for a reason, I don't regret it as much, because I'm like, there was a purpose for this, or like I knew I already wasn't gonna like it and that was like the point of the video. But this one, I wouldn't say I even bought it knowing I wasn't gonna like it. I actually thought I was going to like it, and it is the Jerf Avenue fruit bathing suit bottoms. It's so funny to think about like this pattern as well after, you know, the things that have happened with Jerf Avenue. This has everything that you think I would like. I mean, really it just has fruit. That's about it. It's mid-rise, it's cheeky. I'm a high-rise bathing suit person. It's just my comfort. And I have bathing suits that I absolutely love. And when I had gotten this, it was for a video where I was like trying sustainable like swimsuit brands, and I was buying it for honestly to try myself, but also for any of you that have been wanting to buy a new swimsuit. That way you could, you know, see if you have a preference that is similar to mine when it comes to swimsuits. You don't have to like try all of them. But I have not taken the tag off. I have not taken the little like sticker thing. I have not worn this once. A couple different reasons. It's mid-rise. It's a light yellow. The fruit pattern bathing suit I have has a base of black, and so like that already makes me feel comfortable. But even I had gotten a swimsuit off of Macari that was originally from, oh my gosh, Frankie's Bikinis? Yeah, Frankie's Bikinis. And that one has a base of white, which definitely still is like, oh, I'd rather have like a darker color, but it feels like it would be okay in the water, whereas this one, it just seems very thin. I've not worn it in the water, so I could be totally wrong, but it already just seems quite thin. I own so many other swimsuits where I feel way more comfortable with. The brand Charlie Swim has just like the best swimsuits I've ever tried, and they are sustainable and ethical, and just the fits that they have make me way more comfortable. And so I just feel like when you wear a swimsuit that makes you feel comfortable, like it just changes everything. And it just doesn't make sense for me to like force myself to try to make these work when I just don't feel comfortable with them. I am definitely good on mid-rise swimsuits, okay? I'm good with not going into that type of trend. I do, you know, I am open with mid-rise jeans though. I've recently got some mid-rise jeans. I know, can you believe it? And I actually really love them. But swimsuits, I'm still in the high-rise things. Alrighty, thank you all so much for watching. I feel like explaining why I regret a purchase has really helped me kind of like drill it into my head of how I should not buy something that's similar in the future. So I think that's really good. Writing down, you know, if you've bought something in the past year that you end up regretting, why you regret it, I think is a great way to kind of learn from it. Again, maybe you'll still end up buying something in the future that is similar to that trend and you'll make the same mistake purchase. That, you know, what happens, it happens. And I think because I am just so open sometimes, and with certain types of videos that I do, like, I will not know for sure unless I try it. And so I'm sure there will be other regretful purchases next year, but maybe less actually. I feel like I've really learned a lot about my style this past year, and I've tried so many different styles this year as well. And I feel like there is a lot of knowledge that I can take with me into the new year. So yeah, if you would like to see my face again, then make sure to subscribe right down below and hit the little bell to be notified every time I make a new video. And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram, which is alexsunshine83. I'll see you in my next video, and I hope you have a super sunny day. Bye.